We are live. This is the market update. Happy Monday. I am your host, Bill Noble. Happy dip day. Altcoins down, 8% after the anticlimactic XRP interview on 60 Minutes. And what I can tell you about dip days is you best be active. Sometimes you get a dip and people buy it quickly, only to see it dip a little more. Bitcoin may go sideways, and I suspect now might be the time to pick up altcoins when they're down, 8 to 10%. Yes, it's not pretty on your P&L, but with the strength of this trend, you got to be looking at shopping on red days. It is the holiday season, and that's how I think you have to approach the market, right? And that includes Bitcoin. Because with that, as I've been saying, you're going to wake up one day, and there's going to be a massive upside catalyst for Bitcoin. That's the supply shortage. For Ethereum, that's the idea that it's money, which was resurrected by XRP. And then there's going to be Solana, which could be the ETF, will probably be the Solana phone and related airdrops. Okay. And then for the rest of the market, it's this general idea that, the market's overbought. It's run for a while. We need a 2-week correction. You may get a pause in Bitcoin, but don't count on it in all coins. If you want to see the charts, the way I'm doing today's stream is I got news followed by some charts, trying to keep time at the end. I know everybody was asking about requests last stream on Friday. Going to try to leave as much time for that as I can so we can get you guys everything you need in as time-efficient way as possible. So if you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live. And if the content works for you, please hit the like button. Okay, let's welcome who's here. We have Ian, Mahet, Lee, Thomas, good morning. Brandon, Banks 911, Seth, Hav, hello, Bill. PDA, H-bar working out for you. I'm glad I put the chart in the deck. Right. Stefan, Aramdam, VA Buds, one of the original people on this stream. CB, the boss is in the house. Robert, Huber's Ranch, Miguel, Conrad, hello. Lee, LA13, welcome to the show. Kamina, Ash, hello. Daniel, Hornet, Judy, welcome to the show. Okay, news, let's go. Let's go. Okay, I always start the show with, why are we here? Why are we here? In certain Western countries, if you say the wrong thing, you will go to jail. Everybody is not as free as they want to be, right? And even though the Orange Man is president in the United States, hopefully some of the institutions of our government do what he says. Everybody is not as free as they want to be, and the only answer to that is crypto. Debt service hits 1.4 trillion, bigger than Social Security. Now, I continue to tell people this, that the only way out of a debt crisis is to revalue or devalue the currency. And I know that doesn't make any sense to anybody, because I know you got to read an economics textbook to fully understand it, but you're living it in crypto. Matter of fact, it's getting to such a degree that people are starting to get worried about it. Like the Goldman Sachs CEO was worried about, a dollar devaluation against crypto. And this gold guy, Peter Schiff, is now trying to switch his narrative over to this, this Bitcoin versus the dollar thing is out of control. Okay. Now, it's not out of control, but it can get disorderly. The foreign exchange market, when it wants to change currency values, when it wants to go on a really big trend, if governments don't slow the trend down, the trend will accelerate. It happened in 1985, and guess what? It's happening now. So everybody's afraid of buying the top on red days. I know new people have to live with the risk of like, I'm going to buy the top. I get it. I get it. As long as you're living with that risk and as long as that fear is there, the bull market's intact because bull markets feed on fear, right? They climb the wall of worry. So you get these 8 to 10% downdrafts in altcoins. If they stop and they turn around or they just go sideways like ski mask dog, then they're just waiting to go higher, right? And you got to shop on red days given how powerful the trend is. Okay, so yeah, we decided to, over the weekend, as in the United States, do a military attack in the Middle East, hitting 75 targets. And that allowed one of our allies to move in and essentially invade another country, reminding you that governments do not always have your interests at heart. Governments are doing what governments want to do. No, so it doesn't matter what side of that equation you're on. I just don't think anybody is like, yeah, let's have more conflict, right? That's not what you want. Now, federal layoff odds are jumping. 36% chance of more than 250K people laid off, 20% chance of more than 500,000, and 10% chance of more than 1 million federal government layoffs. You know, the 10% chance of more than 1 million, you know, these betting markets, they're actually a little slow. I got into an argument with somebody in April when it was 83% chance that Brandon was going to be the Democratic nominee. Okay, well, that went to 0 very quickly. And these odds don't seem to reflect the fact that Elon Musk is running Doge. I mean, he did it to his own company. He did it to Twitter. That was merciless. And he did it over at Tesla, like not too long ago, when there was this big, oh my God, about electric car price wars. The electric car price war never happened. And, you know, there were so many layoffs at Tesla that there was actually some confusion about what severance package people got. At least it was as it was reported in the media. So this guy has done it to his own people. And it's not just Twitter, right? If he thought there was a problem with earnings at Tesla, boom, 10,000 people hit the street. What do you think he's going to do to government employees? Government's not exactly a big fan of Elon, right? I mean, this is going to be huge. It's going to be nationally televised. You're going to have cameras outside these offices with people carrying boxes out. Now, when that happens, you're going to have like essentially a reduction in economic growth. You are going to have, you know, unemployment go up. You're going to have prices of everything go up because there's going to be tariffs on electronics. So make sure you shop for the holidays. Okay. Anything made outside the United States is going up 30, 40%. This is happening. Now, what does that do? That brings in the Fed. This brings in the Fed, right? The Fed is going to have to deal with lower economic growth, and they're going to maybe pause. They're going to definitely do a rate cut in December, right? And they may have to do much bigger rate cuts later in the year. So crypto is going to benefit from pricing that all in now. It's funny how things change, huh? New York City mayor exploring options of, getting certain people out of the city after being forced to go along with it, or so they say, right? In other words, it's funny how people behave when they have a choice. I'm not sure this guy had a choice on some of these policies to begin with. Now he's got a city that's, got some problems, and now he wants to change his mind. So we're changing our mind about crypto, but that's not fully priced in. And if this guy can change his mind on, some of the policies that affected his city, the world can change its mind about crypto and Web3 and DeFi and real world assets and AI on the blockchain. Everyone's changing their mind. When you change your mind, you change your behavior long term. Orange Man talking about changing our military alliances. Again, these people who got elected, you know what? If you like Fruit Loops, you better stock up because whatever's in Fruit Loops, RFKJ, it's taking that out. Done. You're not eating American-style Fruit Loops anymore because it's full of stuff that's no good for you. They're getting rid of that. They're going to get rid of this. They're going to get rid of that. They're doing it. If he's talking about pulling out of NATO, I don't know if this The legislature is going to let him do that. But guess what? He doesn't care. If he tells you he's doing something, they're doing something. And what they haven't told you yet, although they have, is that they're doing Web3. And the day they come out and say Web3, or the day that he comes out and says XRP, or the day he has, he's taking photographs at the White House with, say, Brian Armstrong at Coinbase. Oh my God, what's going to happen with this base network? Please. China to ease monetary policy. Chinese have to print trillions to save their system. Okay, they overbuilt. Simply, they have a commercial real estate problem. They have a stock market problem. Smart money in the economic center, very simply, is saying that these guys are going to look at their stock markets and they're going to print and pump money in the system until stocks go up to a certain level. That could be trillions. Not to mention what happened is to when all these people discover crypto and hit the green button. You could have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and who knows, the Chinese could launch their own versions of these currencies potentially. Or you just have a huge number of people in Russia and China who, once we all stop fighting each other, all hit the green button. This is not priced in at all. At all. Okay, so MicroStrategy with its standard bull post of the week, they have acquired 21,000 Bitcoin for $2.1 billion. They're not going to stop, right? Michael Saylor is, he's very powerful in what he does, but I don't know if he's actually, this is a little bit of a different take. I think he's trying to become an influencer, right? Like he's trying to make corporate appointments. He's trying to get out there. He's not, his presentations are powerful, but he's trying to become an influencer, right? Still too much blue on the graph, meaning he just wants to buy Bitcoin every day, and he's probably going to. The higher MicroStrategy stock goes, the more he can buy. Sparing you the whole economic and finance lecture, the stronger the stocks of the crypto companies, the more they can buy. So this feeds on itself, right? Bitcoin goes up, the stocks of the crypto companies go up. When the stocks of the crypto companies go up, that allows them to borrow money or issue bonds, okay, that people really love to buy because they can't participate any other way. And what do they do with the proceeds of the sale from these bonds? They buy more Bitcoin, which causes their stock to go up and on and on and on and on and on and on. So if you thought the supply of Bitcoin was disappearing now, you're going to have every crypto company, every tech company, and BlackRock just hoovering it all up. And it's a question of time before they run out of Bitcoin and have to start moving down what I call the money ladder. Got to move down the money ladder to something else. Okay. I don't believe in the 2% solutions. I started with a $250 million investment and I've just about hit $25 billion. Michael Saylor does a mic drop. And again, about Michael Saylor, as I will remind you, everybody thinks this is all one giant big party, and it is right now. But this guy started buying Bitcoin in 2021. Then FTX happened, and he watched his investment, lose half of its value and sit there for 6 months. So after living with that kind of pain day in and day out, just like this awful range that we went through, right? When they write the history book of 2024, they're going to write it about November and December, right? Oh, the greatest rally in crypto history. Yeah, meanwhile, we were all miserable for 8 months before this happened, and everybody wants to take profits and go home after a month. Crazy. Amazon shareholders call on its board to consider Bitcoin. Okay, well, these Silicon Valley companies are earning tons of money, and they either got to declare stock dividends or they got to buy Bitcoin, right? They got a lot of cash on hand, so what are they going to do with it? Not to mention, all these tech companies and all these executives have got political risk, right? In other words, how do you not get in trouble with the orange man over anything from whatever it is they were doing? Controlling information, changing information, not reporting information, writing checks to the wrong candidates. How do they reverse themselves? Oh, it's easy. We just buy Bitcoin because we know that the administration likes that. And everybody will like us if we do it. So let's just buy Bitcoin. It's cheaper than legal bills. Publicly traded Riot platforms. This is another Bitcoin miner that's doing like, energy and AI, with how they allocate the energy that they both use and then sell. They sell the energy, or they're trying to, using the heat that comes off the Bitcoin mining machines. Guess what? They're going to they're doing that, and then they're going to turn themselves into hedge funds on top of it, right? These guys, they had a reduction in their revenue because of the Bitcoin halving. All the hedge funds wanted to be short the stocks. Now they're like, hey, I got an idea. We might be able to do something with energy. Okay. But we are the only organic source of Bitcoin out there. We're Bitcoin farmers. And the more Bitcoin we hold, the more valuable the company, because again, we can make Bitcoin. So use the stock and buy as much Bitcoin as you can, because somebody's going to have to come in and take us over. That's it. The job of managers is to create shareholder value. MBA school, day one, right? So how do you create shareholder value? Well, buy Bitcoin, produce Bitcoin, have some cool AI energy stuff, and then make somebody come in and buy the company at some stratospheric price, creating shareholder value. Is this going to stop? No, this is never going to stop, right? Again, 3 I's, right? The innovator, Sailor, BlackRock; the imitator, Riot, Marathon, maybe Microsoft at some point. Right? We haven't even gotten to the imitator phase yet. Now, eventually, after all the imitators are in, you have to start worrying about the idiot, right? Which is people getting hyper levered or whatever the idiot looks like in this cycle. We're not even close to that. We haven't even gotten to the imitator stage yet. If you understand this chart deeply, you understand that money over the next 1,000 years will be secured by energy, and we're lucky to be born in a very special time. So Willy Woo is showing that, gold production is going up and up and up and up. Gold is a central bank reserve asset. I don't feel the need to trash gold. I think gold should probably be around $5,000 an ounce. The only reason it's not is because people are currently chasing Bitcoin. But I think central banks are going to continue to buy gold. And the reason is there's no other way to lower the value of the dollar. You can't buy the euro. You can't buy the Swiss franc. You can't buy sterling. You can't buy the yen. You can't buy oil. Grain market's not big enough. What's the only market's big enough to handle a currency devaluation? Gold, silver, and crypto, right? And crypto isn't even big enough. Crypto is too small, but that's going to change, right? Because you're going to have $6 trillion crypto market cap. And everybody thinks oh my God, that's so huge. No, it's not. Not if you have to change the value of the dollar, it's not. It's not. Now, of course, yeah, some stuff's going to get stupid. In the Financial Times is trashing meme coins, which I think is a mistake, because I think the meme coins are also participating in this change in value of the dollar. And naturally, they're not thinking that, even though they should be, because they're supposed to be the economists in the room. Spot Bitcoin ETF buys 28,000 Bitcoin this week. 3,000 were mined. People, you know what? Optics-wise, people who do the Bitcoin ETF don't care. Is it at 100K? Is it at 150K? Is Ethereum at 4,000? They don't care. They're just like, yeah, we'll long a bunch of stocks. Don't go anywhere. Dump that and buy the stuff that's moving. That's it. Oh, what is it? $50 a share? Great. Buy me some for me and buy me some for my kid. They don't care. They just want to buy what's up. The only thing they like more than buying a dip in stocks, actually, they like it more. They want to buy high and sell higher. They've been doing it for 15 years. Why would they stop now? Okay, so somebody is inflating a giant, a giant something across the street from the Federal Reserve branch in New York, which is quite the fortress. Okay, I'm sure this guy had fun on social media doing this, and I'm sure he got tackled by the army of police officers that work inside this giant fortress. That said, you know what? A dollar devaluation is happening. And the Fed is probably at some point not going to think it's funny. We're not there yet, but You start seeing Bitcoin at 150K, the phone's going to ring in the White House and be like, hey, this is out of hand. But it's not out of hand yet. Matter of fact, we're only a month into the rally. But this is going to get embarrassing for global governments. It is. Okay, so we're going to have a Magic Eden token account. NFTs are back. Azuki is back. That was my favorite NFT from the last cycle, right? They're all back. Hopefully they've all built something somewhere in here. I think you're going to have NFTs as viral communities, and meme coins are eventually going to be released. I know they have Ape Coin, but I think Azuki Coin or something like that could be bigger than the NFTs themselves. And I'm telling you right now, don't sleep on whatever Pudgy Penguins are doing. Pudgy Penguins just flipped Bored Ape. They are selling toys in Walmart. Don't sleep on those guys, because you know what? They know what they're doing. Back to Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor said he will fly anywhere to discuss Bitcoin with Microsoft CEO. Now, what people are not getting here, I think, about Microsoft is the reason Mike seems to be a little bit obsessed with it is Mike may be trying to do a merger here, right? He may try to get MicroStrategy and Microsoft to combine so that he has the resources to develop on Bitcoin. Because otherwise, why is he calling Microsoft? Is there another company he can call? They wanted to, I think, this is just my opinion, they want to develop on Bitcoin. Bitcoin needs a yield curve. Bitcoin needs DeFi. Bitcoin needs privacy. They'd be stupid if they didn't understand this. And they've got to do the development somewhere, and Microsoft is probably big enough to make that happen, which is why Mike is probably over there incessantly. I don't know if people have done the math on that. Now, the XRP army was looking for some kind of unbelievable, oh my God, event from 60 Minutes. Yes, it was bullish, but basically they put him on 60 Minutes. And, he highlighted that the Bitcoin spot ETF has been the most successful thing ever. And the most important point from this interview is that he had to sit there and defend crypto. And they gave him like 13 minutes. And then they didn't give him 13 minutes. They gave him a couple minutes to say something. And then they went to all the things that are bad about crypto. And of course, he reminds, CBS that, the orange man embraced crypto. So he just told you about Web3 right here. And they sold the market because they don't get it, right? He told you Donald Trump embraced crypto and crypto embraced Donald Trump. In other words, welcome to Web3, and we're the tip of the spear. And everyone missed it. That's okay. I mean, everyone didn't miss it. XRP went up 430%, but XRP at $2-something is a joke. XRP should have $1 trillion market cap. Now, of course, that sounds like I'm catering to the XRP army, right? But the simple fact of the matter is XRP is money. XRP is probably more like money, fast-moving money, and has more connections to the current banking system because Ripple has relationships with every Wall Street bank. XRP is more like money than any other cryptocurrency at the moment. So at $2-something, it's a joke. It's undervalued. Now, you can say that and get a lot of views on YouTube, but the reality is, wherever Bitcoin is going, if Bitcoin's going to 200, XRP is going to have the same market cap as Ethereum. It's got to, right? Ethereum should be at $1 trillion, and so should XRP. Because again, it's money, and we need money, not just because we need crypto and different forms of money, but we got to do a currency revaluation, and this is the only way to do it. So big money spent money to reshape the political landscape, so says 60 Minutes, as they, talk about how, the crypto people manipulated the election. Whatever, man. We've been persecuted by these people. Right. How long? 7 years? 7 years of a one-way freight train of these guys stomping on our head. And the only way to build anything was to take advantage of Fed liquidity bubbles, to have venture capitalists fund as much stuff as we can. The venture capitalists, being venture capitalists, pump the tokens and then dump the tokens on retail, because the only thing we could do as an industry was build it, hype it, and leave it leave it, as in leave these projects to build until the day that Web3 can be born, which is now. So, I mean, crypto has been like surviving, right? It's like some sort of little organism on a nature show. I'm trying to survive, or the little baby turtle is racing in the sand, trying to get to the ocean as the crabs and the birds and everybody, comes after the little baby turtle. And crypto is like running to the ocean. I got to get there. I got to get there. And then crypto gets to the ocean and CBS News Network says, you know what? The baby turtle rigged it all. Come on, man. Nobody's going to buy this. No one's going to buy red ink. No one's going to buy this for more than a day. Crypto made its debut on 60 Minutes. No doubt that these technologies will continue to become more mainstream. So Garlinghouse can finally climb out of the bunker and start to get aggressive. This guy should be on the tape every day, and so should Vitalik, right? These guys are eventually going to figure it out with the price action that they're going to have to somehow imitate the Michael Saylor line, right? There's no influencer anymore. I know that you're going to laugh, but last time BitBoy drove the cycle, right? BitBoy went from, I don't know, a couple 100,000 maybe, or, he went to 1 million followers and drove Cardano, XRP, and the whole cycle, right? Was his behavior perfect during that whole process? No, but there was an influencer that everyone was listening to. Right now, your YouTube is out there and you have guys that are huge, right? Brian's huge, right? But we don't have one guy driving it all, right? So these guys better wake up and get on the tape every day. And when they do, it's going up. And you have to also remember, the influencer could be the orange man, right? Or the treasury secretary, or the crypto czar. What happens when these guys get on the tape every single day and bull post crypto? What do you think the crypto czar's job is? What's his job? To get on the tape every day and bull post crypto every day. Here he is. What Bitcoin offers is a different kind of currency. It's not backed by a government. It's backed by math. It's backed by encryption, which is true. The computer science behind Bitcoin is what gives it its scarcity. You can Google anything written by my former boss, Charlie Shrem, and he'll tell you about it. It's complicated, but that's what gives it its scarcity value. And again, what is this guy going to do when he gets in office? What are they going to do January 1? What's his job? To get on the tape and bull post crypto every day, to do every podcast, every show, to hang out with Michael Saylor. I mean, it worked for the election. So what do you think they're going to do? You think these guys are not serious? They're serious, especially since this current administration is behaving very badly on the way out. It's going to make them more determined. Okay. 60 Minutes did not let Garlinghouse explain. They just cut him off and went to the bad mouthers. Again, that creates what? A one-day dip? Okay, Sui is up 1,000x since the start of the bull run, and they're going to put Sui on Phantom. So, Phantom is going to be like the meme coin portal. It looks like everybody's going to get to multi-chain through Phantom or the Coinbase wallet or whatever. Bottom line is they're going to onboard everybody with meme coins. And then there's going to be all this money sloshing around in the ecosystem when, say, DeFi goes up and things like that. I mean, you saw Sushi Swap up 30% like a day or two ago. Wall Street's coming. They're all coming. They're coming after governance tokens. They want control. They're coming after layer ones. That's the rails of the internet. And they have not done the AI trade yet, which is incredible, right? Virtuals, all this stuff, Tau, especially virtuals at $2 billion. That valuation's a joke. It's a joke. You could have a whole AI-based entertainment industry created from virtuals. That's a $100 billion project. Pudgy Penguins surpasses Bored Ape. Fade Pudgy Penguins at your own risk. These guys, if they have a business model, watch out. They're releasing a coin. Last week, everybody was talking about Haktua. Nobody was talking about the Pudgy Penguins coins. I would pay attention to that if I were you. Meanwhile, back at the Legacy Ranch, they continue to fade crypto. Okay. So the Financial Times is, reporting that, you have Pepe at 8 billion, Bonk at 3 billion, Peanut at $1.5 billion. And, if you bought $200 worth of Chill Guy when it came out, you're now done for life. Okay. So a word about this. I think a lot of this is driven by algos in the beginning, right? People get together. It's like Bitcoin in 2017. You get a certain amount of momentum. You get a certain amount of community, right? You get a certain amount of hype. And then what happens is once these meme coins get to a certain market cap, algos take over and ramp it to $1 billion. Algos, that includes crypto hedge funds, right? In other words, it gets to a point where you cannot not own WIF, right? Pepe gets offered to retail and explodes. You know what I'm saying? And then, Peanut and Chill Guy and the algos and the hedge funds or whoever, right, are going to continue to do this because once something gets to like 250 million, like Ski Dog, I think, I got to check that. But once you get to a certain market cap and it holds, the algos eventually come in and pull it up to $1 billion. And they're just going to keep doing this because they have centralized exchange liquidity because it's all going to get listed on centralized exchanges. Right? There's now a huge economic incentive to take meme coins and ramp them to $1 billion because they can offload the liquidity on retail on centralized exchanges. So this says this is all going to go away. Like according to the Financial Times, meme coins will go away once we stop paying attention to them. Okay, well, once it gets listed on a centralized exchange, it's subject to 50, 60, 70% moves. That's all true. But that was crypto. That was Bitcoin back in the day, and that's going to be meme coins. Now, the thing you have to remember is if you go back to this slide, right, you see Pepe at 8 billion. There's nothing exciting about the Pepe meme, right? But the Pepe meme at $8, Pepe becomes a form of money, right? Like, I don't know, Bonk may get there, WIF may get there. This is money now. And it's a question of time before people start accepting this stuff because Gen Z is going to be super excited to go out, get some Bonk, get some WIF, get some Ski Dog, and go buy something with it. I mean, how far away is that really? Really, how far away is that? So what they didn't take into account, which is funny at the Financial Times, is a dollar devaluation, and meme coins are a part of that. Meme coins are also, like I said, it's an industry. Like I said, it gets to 250 million. Hedge funds and algos rampant. They do this in stocks. They did it with the dot-com stocks back in 2000. Stocks come out, IPO happens, investment banks have the IPO, they get a certain amount of hype, they get a certain amount of retail interest, boom, escape velocity. And they're going to do that until they can't do it anymore. And we're just getting started. In theory, I mean, if you can have Pepe worth $8 billion and all of these centralized exchanges are willing to list these meme coins, what stops this? I mean, it doesn't stop until you get, the innovator, the imitator, and the idiot. Most likely in meme coins, we're at the imitator phase where Chill Guy imitates Peanut, Peanut imitates WIF, Ski Dog imitates WIF. It's imitators. Now, you do have the beginning of the idiot with Haktua, but again, that's only the beginning. That's a celebrity who did it wrong. What happens when the celebrities come in and start doing it right? What stops that? Nothing. I mean, you're going to have Taylor Swift coin, or you're going to have somebody who wants to compete with Taylor Swift doing Taylor Swift coins. If Pudgy Penguins, here's another thing to consider. Let's go back to Pudgy Penguins. And I know I promised not to talk about the news for an hour, but in some cases, you kind of have to. If Pudgy Penguins pulls off an NFT and a meme coin, how long do you think it's going to take before sports stars start figuring out, especially ones who have issued NFTs, that they can have NFTs and their own meme coin? How long do you think? Because I remember last NFT cycle, right? When the National Football League and the NBA started selling, famous basketball moments because they owned all the footage. Then the players said, oh no, they're using our likeness to make money because they own our video footage. We got to go do our own thing. So if Pudgy Penguins makes it, Who's next? I mean, I don't even know the answer to that. Corporations could do it. Toy brands could do it. Celebrities could do it. Sports stars are definitely going to do it. You can have an NFT and a meme coin going at the same time. And Pudgy Penguins proves the concept. Oh my God. I mean, it's just the explosion that's going to happen in this market, which is why every day, I'm spending an hour on this because I'm just like, it's happening. And if you get in on this and you get ready, everyone's like, oh my God, I missed it. Missed it? People in crypto don't even understand what's going on here. Nobody's missed anything. Look at this. Potential top for Bitcoin as long-term holders sell Bitcoin. Okay, well, long-term holders got bills to pay. And if they want to get off the train and sell all this stuff to BlackRock, it's just all changing hands, right? Crypto analysts say Bitcoin is in a state of musical chairs right now and warns that traders should be prepared when the music stops. Now, who's right? Cointelegraph. Let's be arrogant here a little bit. Who's right? Journalists and twits or ex-Goldman analysts that have seen like innovations and understand currency devaluations. Like who's right here? I'm going to leave. I report, you decide. Okay. Bitcoin price back to 94K. Oh my God. Now, this matters. This matters. Okay. Peter Schiff declares Bitcoin a threat to the nation. It's one thing for private citizens to waste their money on Bitcoin. He's like, the public sector could be getting itself in trouble. Bitcoin could become volatile. That's not why Bitcoin is dangerous. Bitcoin is dangerous because everybody could turn around and want the electronic currencies and not the paper ones. And you know what? The orange man doesn't care. Yes, it is concerning that this could get disorderly, but like the BRICS idea, they have their own Twitter. They have their own Telegram page. It's like a Russian Chinese propaganda machine. Oh, we're going to have meetings. Oh, everyone's going to get together and take pictures. Oh, we're going to get off the dollar. And the orange man's like, okay, really? You want to get off the dollar? Okay, you go have fun with that. We're going to have the dollar and Bitcoin running as a parallel system. Now, Bitcoin may get out of control, but you think they're going to get off Bitcoin? And do what? Watch Putin and Z turn around and I don't know, develop some, paper currency alternative to the dollar? Good luck with that. The orange man is just going to let this thing just embarrass them. They're long the wrong stuff. They're long gold and their own currencies. And what the orange man wants is he wants people long the dollar so they can turn around and buy Bitcoin and Web3. Is it a danger to the dollar if this gets out of control? Yeah, maybe. But we ain't there yet. It's definitely a danger to all these other people. Like, the Russian ruble or Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? The Canadian dollar or Bitcoin. I'm saying it's not even close. And the orange man can drive it, right? Like, we could drive other people to their knees by bull posting Bitcoin. So I hope they had their party with BRICS. They're going to let Bitcoin go to 200K and you're going to be laughing about BRICS. Seriously. But Bitcoin is a concern for anybody who's got a fiat currency. Bitcoin and Ethereum break records with inflows, billions as cryptocurrencies hit significant milestones. Again, this goes back to meme coins. This goes back to meme coins, and this goes back to what crypto hedge funds are going to need to do, which is buy everything. Crypto hedge funds cannot underperform. They cannot. Right? In other words, if you're running a crypto fund and you do not provide outsized returns, people are going to be like, what do I need you for? I can just go straight into Coinbase, or I can go through BlackRock or Fidelity. So these crypto hedge funds are going to chase anything that's moving, and they're going to buy any dip that they can get their hands on. That's why this thing's not going to dip, because it's not going to dip for more than 3 days, because you have billions coming into the system that has to find a home. So if HBAR, Algorand, and XRP are the cryptos made in America and not going to have a transaction task, any meaningful dip in those cryptos, crypto hedge funds have to be there. And I think that also includes Solana and Ethereum for, say, larger players who need more liquidity. Whoops. Trump appoints crypto czar. Actually, I didn't know he used to be a PayPal executive. Again, what is his job? To bull post crypto. How long will the Trump crypto boom last, says the New Yorker magazine, meaning it could be over at any second. It's not going to stop. Ski mask. Square consolidation, right? Just like the last Square consolidation. Anything ETH based, it consolidates in a Square. It's got nowhere to go but up. $324 million. We're basically sitting around waiting for hedge fund algos to come in and ramp it. That's it. It is that simple. Okay. Bill, which pudgy penguin? There are two on Solana. Honestly, I don't know. I have to let you do your own research on small cap meme coins. All I know is that there's supposedly a pudgy penguins coin that's coming from the project. I have to let project people research that. Okay. Matt likes to show, can we look at PopCat and XRP? All right, let me do some requests in between, because I know requests are out there. So okay, so you got to start looking at 4-hour charts now. Here's the funny thing about PopCat, right? This is a 4-hour chart. And I think if you're looking to buy dips, I mean, the weekly charts, I mean, I've been through all this ad nauseum on the stream about the long-term charts. You know, as a PopCat at a tactical level is actually closer to being at its discount zone, which is $1.14. Frankly, I'd be shocked if it got down there, but if it did, it would be a screaming buy, right? I mean, PopCat hasn't done anything because it's been listed on centralized exchanges, and hedge funds and whales sell to retail, and then it comes off. But this is closer to being super cheap at a tactical level. So if they hit it for 1 or 2 days, you know, you have to be there for this. XRP I've got in the deck. So let me just go to the deck and, you know, we can talk about some of these 4-hour charts. Okay. So Bitcoin. So this was a topping signal and it didn't top. Okay. It's pretty clear. Let me just fix this. So Bitcoin put in a topping signal and then didn't top. And it did the same thing over here around the election. And then it just sort of took off and then went sideways. And again, what happens when you have square ranges? I keep saying this over. I charted Ethereum by hand for years. I charted Ethereum from inception in this little apartment that I lived in because I wanted to understand crypto and I didn't know how to do it except how to chart it by hand. Right. And when Ethereum would consolidate in a square, it would explode. It's that simple. Like, you know, you can do TA, you can learn TA, and you should. But it's a very simple pattern. When crypto goes up and sits in a sideways pattern, it's just waiting to go up. This was a topping signal. It didn't top. It's sitting on top of this moving average. And with the way these numbers work, today would be the day to buy based on how the theory works with these numbers. 96.1, 97 is support, something like that, right? They want to sell you Bitcoin below 100K. I suggest you get involved. Just like when they wanted to sell Bitcoin to you below 60K, you needed to get involved. right? Everyone's like, oh, I missed it. It's too expensive. No. Simple as that. ETH, there's nobody home until 5,500. So if they want to dip the market, great. They want to pretend 4,000 is a key level, great. What does 4,000 mean in ETH? Actually, nothing. ETH's been as high as 5,000. So 4,000, it doesn't mean anything. That's just a number. I mean, 100K in Bitcoin is like this, that's a big deal. Even though I don't think it matters. 4,000 in ETH, please. Second XRP turns around and takes off again, ETH is going to go it's going to be a parabolic catch-up. ETH is going to $1 trillion valuation. It is. Like everyone who says XRP $10 has to think Ethereum 1 trillion market cap. It has to, because it's money, right? Everyone's like, wow, this could be, wait till you see it. It's going to happen. And then all the economists are going to go, I think we're doing $1 revaluation in the cryptocurrency market. I'm like, yeah, dude, no duh. Been talking about it for a year. Literally been talking about this the entire year. And it's happening, and it hasn't started yet. It's just like, this is the warm-up to the real change in value for the dollar. It has to happen because we owe $36 trillion. It's not a bad thing. It could be a little embarrassing for governments, but this is what happens when you have a debt problem. And in the case of the administration, you could change the value of the currency and have Web3 come along with it. Orange Man, the economist, sitting in the White House going, wow, this doesn't get any better than this. It doesn't get any better than this. We could change the value of the currency and have Web3 and a new version of Wall Street and blah, 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 blah at the same time. Fantastic. Ethereum, getting close to a bottom of an accumulation cone near 3,800. You can only hope that they sell it down there. It may pull up short. When it goes through this top at 4,000, right? 4,000, 4,200, 40. Need new glasses, 4,300. Yeah, forget about it. It's going to go parabolic. These things, these accumulation cones, this is from the work of a guy named Jesse Livermore. He was a famous trader in the 1920s and 30s. You make these cones, Lux Algo draws it, it hits the bottom, boom, gone. Bitcoin, daily chart. I'm sorry, 4-hour chart. Same thing. Accumulation cone. Lux Algo puts a whole bunch of support underneath the market with this yellow band. The same thing as the DeMark charts, except a completely different quantitative system. Same read. Solana might go to 219, but is probably making a head and shoulders bottom, which means the second Solana turns around and takes out 250, it's going to 300 and then some. Solana is probably suffering because, I don't know, every Jeet buys Solana and dumps it for a meme coin, and XRP has taken over the narrative. And, because again, Solana has to recapture its idea that it's money, and it will, because the market's just going to figure that out, right? Solana as money and as a phone company is way bigger than Jeet City. It's way bigger than that, right? In other words, people want to go on pump.fun, and I get it. It's fun. I got a coin. Everyone's got a coin. Whatever. Solana is bigger than meme coins. It is. And people haven't figured it out yet. And they will. And when they do, it's going to be absolutely volcanic. It's probably going to trigger a blow off, meaning a monster rally in memes, once people figure out that either they're going to do the Solana ETF or Solana, like Ethereum, is undervalued as money. XRP. Now, XRP formed a triangle and it kind of slumped through the apex. You got to be really careful and mindful about what happens near the apex of triangles. The closer you get to an apex, the more powerful the breakout. So in this case, like if XRP breaks down and you do a little false breakout here, and then XRP turns around, XRP is going to $3. XRP is going beyond, XRP is going to $5. This could be propellant for $5. Or XRP just kind of broke out of the downside and we're just going to sit here or go down. You can only hope. But I think there's greater likelihood that this thing stops. This is like the fake out. This is what bull markets do. They go, oh, this is not a very good picture. And then boom. Seen this before in equities, right? You got a little chart. It goes, oh, that's negative. And then it's gone. Careful, this kind of stuff. Algos know about this. Hedge funds know about this. They see these things. Chainlink. Chain link in this very orderly, upward sloping, slow moving trend. Break out at the bottom, run the stops, come back into the channel. Interoperability, connecting one chain to the other, all this stuff that they built in 2021 that are now called Dino coins. So that's an interesting way of making Web3 palatable to the meme coin universe. People, this is going to 100, in my opinion. You cannot stop this. You have Cardano. They could have government infrastructure running on this stuff. They're going to connect everything. You have Solana, Ethereum, XRP, and Cardano. Solana, Ethereum, XRP, Cardano, and Bitcoin all moving at the same time. You're going to have to connect all the chains. And this says nothing about Polkadot and all these other like interoperable blockchains. You cannot build the internet on one protocol. You're going to need a dozen. You're going to need 24. So everyone's sleeping on these layer ones like Avalanche with the C token for security tokens, the C chain for security tokens. Everyone's sleeping on this stuff. Don't tell me Chainlink at 25 is overdone. Don't tell me that. And they're still selling it. They're selling it like, oh, I got to take profits. Oh my God, I got to get out. Stupid. Tau. I don't know. It's an AI coin. It's an AI meme coin. I don't know what you want to call this, but if it's traveling in this channel and they're buying a dip, don't fade it. Go with it. Checks, real world asset token. Not exactly familiar about the fundamentals other than that this is a top coin in the RWA sector. Notice what it's doing on the dip. Nothing. And Lux Algo is inserting support underneath it. Do you have any idea what is going to happen when these investment banks figure out that BlackRock wants to be running everything on chain and bypass banks for security tokens? What is it do you think banks are going to do? They're going to sit around and not participate? No. They're going to make RWA announcements. I know everybody's got to make a Bitcoin announcement, but in order to not look like idiots because they missed Bitcoin, they're going to announce something else exciting. They're going to announce gaming at Silicon Valley. They're going to announce RWA and DeFi at Wall Street. These small coins, they cannot handle they cannot handle the volume that's going to come in. And the only way these coins can go once institutional money starts coming in is straight up. Like you could have insane price action. Meme coins lead the sector. Meme coins lead. And nobody, people are starting to get it with like HBAR and XRP up 400%. People have not yet figured out that Web3 could trade like meme coins. Small speculative sectors lead the market. So if small speculative sectors can go up and 10x, so can Web3. No one's talking about that. And if you're new, you're like, well, I missed it. No, you didn't. Nobody gets this. No one gets this. I don't even know anybody who's talking about it like this. And anybody who is talking about it like this is probably listening to my show and copying me, to be honest. Because, this is currencies and economics. And, you have to have seen currency changes from the 90s. You have to have seen the dot-com bubble. You have, the dot-com, the internet revaluation, and the AI narrative to get what's going on here. HBAR, break out at the bottom of a triangle, and if it recovers, it's just going to explode. I can't say it enough times. I'm just going to keep saying it until the market either proves me right or proves me wrong. Is it too late to get into XRP? No. Okay. Someone's asking about a meme coin that I did. You know what? You got to manage your position and adjust risk. That was a highly speculative play. Cannot talk about it here. You got to manage risk. You got to be responsible in anything that you do. Okay. Especially in micro caps. Okay. Swift coin. There's a lot of stuff that Brian and these guys put out inside the Coinbase universe. I don't think people understand what can go on here on Coinbase. When the normies, I need the symbol on Swift coin. I keep trying to type in. I don't think it's sun with hat. Don't underestimate any of these Coinbase coins. Yeah, quick update. No, I can't. Not on this stream. I'm telling you. You gotta tune in elsewhere for that. Okay. Is it too late for XRP? No. Gold TA. Okay, so looking for gold, I got to go to my macro watch list. This is another thing that you got to be careful of. You know what? If there's ever a meaningful correction in crypto, it could be because gold turns around and takes off or not, right? So crypto's down today, right? Here's gold on a daily chart. What's going to stop this? They break out of this triangle from Lux Algo. Nothing's going to stop this. Everybody thinks this is BS. It's not. This is about changing the value of the dollar, and silver could be even bigger because silver broke out of the bottom of an accumulation cone. It's what I keep talking about, right? So you have a mega powerful formation, and then you have the most powerful thing that can happen, which is a false breakdown from a bottom of a formation like this. Silver's going to 40, in my opinion. Okay. Again, nothing is going to stop this. Okay. So let me address some things. Let me help you out. If you think you're late, you're not. You're super early. Web3 has not been discussed. They're going to be discussing this when the new administration takes office. This crypto czar's job is to bull post everything. If you did a bad trade and it didn't work out, adjust your position. We talked about this for 8 months. If you got into a loser, figure out how to get into a winner. Or you can have a value investing component of your portfolio, right? Like Swift, a ski mask dog can be your aggressive meme coin. Then you can have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then other investments that may come back later. Like Algorand and HBAR were value investments before they took off, right? Now they're like fast money stuff. Make sure when you set up a portfolio, just like stocks, right? I have traditional Bitcoin. I have fast moving XRP, right? I have everything in a certain sector. Like I have, like, I don't know, real world assets, AI, DeFi, etc. Set up a portfolio that makes sense, right? This group gave you the base coins, which has something in every sector. Is Rari, Swift, Seam, Virtual, Ski Mask Dog. I mean, they gave it Arrow, right? Degen. They gave you all this stuff, and none of this stuff has done anything on the upside that would scare you away. A lot of stuff, like except Arrow, hasn't taken out its March high, and Arrow is probably going to achieve the valuation of Uniswap from the last cycle, which puts that at $10. So if you just got here, welcome to crypto, right? Manage risk accordingly if you did something that didn't work out, right? Tax loss selling on losers to turn around and buy winners. That's just the way it is, okay? Or you can hodl something if you believe in it. That's also an option, because if you hodled XRP and you hodled Algorand, you did just fine. Okay, folks, that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow